like this, 'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out a loud goodbye.
What up? What up? What up? It's your boy, Mr. Von. Mr. Von Channel Sweatbox. We back. We live. We active here on the channel. Yes, indeed. You know how we do. Let's talk some more WandaVision. Now, I know I told y'all I wasn't going to do week by weekly episode videos, but I also said if crazy shit happened, we're going to do another video. And I also remember saying in my last video, I bet you we are going to get an episode that tells the story from Monica Rambeau's point of view, and damn it, that's what we got. But here's the thing, I did not expect it to start out the way it did. Hold up. Spoilers for episode 4 of WandaVision, just in case y'all ain't realized it yet. Spoilers ahead. Man, let's get into this. So, the episode starts out with Monica Rambeau coming back to life after being snapped from existence by that evil bastard Thanos. Yes, the show starts with her being blipped back. I mean, it literally starts with her molecules reforming. It was the craziest scene, and then it goes into chaos. And I love this. Let me just say, I loved this opening scene. Now, if you guys remember in Spider-Man Far From Home, they talked about what is now referred to as the blip. The Thanos snap is now referred to as the blip. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's whatever. But in Spider-Man Far From Home, it was mostly played for comedic purposes, you know, with the band coming back in the middle of the game, whatever. This was not comedic. She wakes up in a hospital. Monica Rambeau wakes up in a hospital to find out that her mother has died while she was dead. But the chaos comes when she wakes up and she goes into the hallway, and you literally see people reforming right in front of you, and people like she runs into a dude who reformed. It was crazy. So here's the thing. There's a couple movies like the opening of World War Z, the opening of Dawn of the Dead, a couple of movies like that, a lot of end of the world movies, apocalyptic movies that show chaotic situations as things start to break down. This was a chaotic situation because things were breaking down, but it was kind of a positive thing because we know what's happening, because it's, oh, okay, all these people are coming back, and yeah, it's crazy, but it's going to be a good thing at the end of the day. But it ends up not being a good thing for Monica because she finds out her mother, who survived cancer, dies a couple of years later, and doesn't realize that Monica comes back. It's crazy. And of course, her mother being Maria Rambeau from Captain Marvel. So that's the opening. The opening is insane. And then so we cut to a week later. She's now working back at S.H.I.E.L.D. I think it's a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, whatever. She's back at SWORD. Excuse me, I called it S.H.I.E.L.D. She's back at SWORD, getting reacquainted, and then she gets assigned the Wanda case. And so she goes out there. She's only supposed to be going out there to escort the drone because FBI needs one of the surveillance drones that SWORD uses. So she takes the drone out there, and the drone ends up being the helicopter that Wanda finds in the bushes in episode, was it 2, I think it was? So, yeah, man. She goes up, gets sucked into the universe, and then we get introduced to Kat Dennings' character. Oh, also, what's his name from Ant-Man and the Wasp, who plays the FBI agent? I can't remember his name. He's very funny. I'll put it in because I can't remember his name. I think it's Lee. I don't remember. I'm sorry, but I'll put it on the screen. But him and Kat Dennings, Darcy's character from Thor: The Dark World and from the Thor movies, from the first 2 Thor movies. She comes back. She's now an astrophysicist or something like that. So she's working with SWORD to try to figure out what's going on. And she cracks the code to figure out that it's the TV show. So now everybody on SWORD outside is watching, and they watch the events that we just watched. We watch them watch that. And it's crazy because they have the same questions that we have. There's a scene where he's writing on the whiteboard all the same questions that we're asking. Why hexagons? Why TV shows? Is Vision still alive? What's going on? All those questions he asked, and it was great. Woo, it's hot here. But, yeah, man, this was a really good episode. So then after that, let me think where we're at. We just got done with the whiteboard. So then it shows the scene. They identify that it's Vision. They identify that it's Vision and Wanda. There's the scene where Darcy was like, "Now I know it's been a crazy couple of years, but he's dead, right? Not blipped, dead." And she was talking about Vision. Yes, Vision's dead, and we'll get to that. So then they realize it's going on, and then they start to identify people in the city. Oh, let me rewind. So when Monica Rambeau first pulls up to the scene and meets the FBI agent from Ant-Man and the Wasp, I can't remember his name. He does the card trick, gives her the card like he learned from Scott Lang. It was hilarious. I love the little continuity shit that the MCU does. It's great. But there's two cops there, and they walk up to him, and the cops tell them there's no such place as Westview. They said, "We've never heard of that place. We're from Eastview." So apparently, Wanda's power has manipulated people's memories. I mean, it's crazy. It just gets weirder by the episode, but we're getting answers. So they're watching. They're going through the process. They start identifying the different members of the town, and they realize all these people in the town are being. So then they show the beekeeper, who was just a regular sword agent in a hazmat suit. He crawls through the sewer tunnel, and then once he crosses the barrier field, it turns him into the beekeeper that we see in the thing. But they had him tethered to a wire, and the thing that I thought was cool is because the wire detached and it turned into an old-fashioned jump rope, which once again leads credibility to the fact that anything that you remove from Wanda's world and bring it into the real world, it will stay that way. Thus the fact that how Vision's going to come back to life and how her kids are going to come into the real world. That's my theory. That's a lot of people's theory. So then there was the thing that I also liked is when the sword agent came up out of the sewer, it was still in color, but then once he got out, it was a cool transition to go from color to black and white as we transition to see Wanda and Vision as she rewinds the scene like she did at the end of that episode. It was very cool. This whole episode, it just had a lot of answers. It had a lot of answers. So then as we get to the part where she kicks Geraldine slash Rambeau out of her world, after she kicks Monica Rambeau out of the world, after we get to that scene, they realize that Wanda's changing shit. They realize that not Wanda's shit. They realize that somebody's editing it because the edits that they see look different than how we see them on the thing. You guys get it. It's just so weird and complicated, but I love it. I love it. I love all of it. What else am I skipping over? Let me think. I should have took notes, but you know I don't. We're not that professional over here. The scene where they try to talk to Wanda through the radio. That was a good scene. We get the scene where Wanda, can you hear me? Who's doing this to you, Wanda? We get to see that end of that, and and like the scene where she breaks the glass. That was another edit that they didn't see, so it was good. And then the final one was when she kicks Monica Rambeau out of the world. They don't show any of that, and they see the edit, and then the next thing you know, you hear the alarm on the real world as Monica's getting kicked back out into the world. It was really good. It was really good. And then they actually had one of the freakiest jump scares that I've seen in a movie in a minute. And it was a non-horror film because after she throws Monica Rambeau out and she's sending over the babies and Vision comes in, he said, what happened to Geraldine? And she goes, she had to go. She went home in a hurry. And you just see normal Vision. But in this one, he says it, and then she turns around and it's the dead Vision with the hole in his head and his body's all pale, and it was so freaky. It was super freaky. I mean, it freaked her out. Like, she couldn't even look at him. She closes her eyes for a minute, and then she looks back, and he was normal again. Just goes to show you she's controlling this. Now, it makes me believe, is she really dragging his dead body around and just reanimating it? Do the other people? It's so weird. It's so weird. The show's crazy. The show is nuts. And then the episode ends with Monica Rambeau on the ground, and she says, it's Wanda. It's all Wanda. And then we go back to Wanda, and Vision's like, we can leave. She said, no, this is our home. I've got everything under control. And then they sit down and Vision looks really worried. It's all going crazy. It's going crazy. Oh my God, I'm sweating because it's hot in here. But it was such a good episode. It was just, man, I'm loving this. It felt like we were watching a completely different episode from the start of it to the whole Monica Rambeau backstory, which was great. to them figuring out what's going on. Oh, I mean, man, what's going on next? What's going to happen in these next couple episodes? I just cannot wait to find out. We got answers, though. We got answers. I like it. So here was the thing that I did like. When they're naming off the people of the city on the board, they put all the names up on the board. The one name that we didn't see, I mean, the one person who they weren't able to identify was Agnes. They had her picture up there, but everybody else's, they were able to find their ID and identify them by their real names. They weren't able to get her. So it leads credibility to the fact that she's Agatha. Well, I can't remember who it was, but yeah. Man, this show. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of this week's episode of WandaVision? I know there's a lot that I didn't go over. Let me think. Is there anything else? Any other major points that I wanted to hit? Kat Dennings was great in this episode. You know I'm a huge fan of her. I think she's a great actress. She's got great timing. She's funny. Her and the FBI agent, they had the best scenes. We didn't actually even get that much of Wanda and Vision in this episode, but what we did get was very poignant and very, very purposeful and very plot-driven, moving the story forward. I like that. So I think we've got 5 episodes left. We still got a lot left. We're not even halfway through the series. I'm liking this, man. I'm really enjoying this series. What do you guys think? I don't know if I'll be back. If they do another episode like this, I might be forced to do these weekly, but I just don't know. We'll see. I'm not promising nothing. I'm just promising to keep delivering good content to y'all. Y'all got to promise to subscribe, like, share this content with your friends so we can grow the community and discuss these things in the comment section and all of that. Make sure you check out the travel blogs. I'll be in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic pretty soon. I'm going to post some vlogs from there on the sunny beaches of Punta Cana. Holla at your boy. Until next time, you know how we do. Peace.
I'ma go to the ends with you. I'ma go to the end with you. I'ma go.